This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. Hey, what's up, and welcome to Q&A, the show where I take your questions and answer them here in video format. A ton of questions to get into, so let's just jump into it, man. First question comes from Past Tense Future, and Past Tense Future says this. He says, wait, can't get on the fucking screen. What positive addition to the team are you most confident in for the upcoming season, and what addition would most surprise you if it works out? What addition would surprise me the most if it worked? That's kind of a loaded question, like, because I don't know if they made any additions that I personally would be surprised if it worked out. Like Jerry Jeudy, if that works out, wouldn't it be a surprise to me? Like Michael Hall, that wouldn't be a surprise to me. Like, they haven't done anything that I disagreed with so heavily that I don't think it's going to work out this offseason, or did something so big that I didn't agree with that I'd be surprised if it worked out. I would say, if I had to throw into a surprise category, like if Jed Wills makes a Pro Bowl this year, I would be legitimately surprised. As far as what positive additions to the team am I most confident in, I'm pretty confident that Jerry Jeudy and Michael Hall are going to play significant roles throughout the season. Now, Michael Hall, he's going to be buried on a heavy depth chart, but I think Jerry Jeudy will turn to be a pretty solid addition to the Cleveland Browns. Even if he produces at the same like numerical numbers that he has. Sack of Gravel says, I've been hearing some local sports shows speculate about Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski's extensions. Is there a reason for any concern, or are they just making something out of nothing? Look, man, I don't think that there's any reason to be concerned on that front. I do think it's natural for people to worry about this, right? The longer and longer it goes on, even though essentially it was said at the owners' meeting that a deal is in the works for those two. We'll probably see something during this OTAs or early training camp period. Now, if this goes into the season and no deal is done, then there is something to really speculate on, because that would be unusual. But these kind of deals, they get done whenever it makes sense. And you have to remember, coaching and general manager deals are different entities and governed differently than player deals. So those deals might not happen on the same timeline that you would expect a player's deal to happen. So as long as there's an understanding, and it does look like there is a clear understanding between Andrew Berry, and Kevin Stefanski and Jimmy Haslam, that they're going to be renewed. And honestly, this is one of those things where you just got to read the tea leaves and be confident in reading those tea leaves. Jimmy Haslam has come out and said that he likes both these guys, that he thinks that they work as well together as anybody. He's publicly endorsed them. He's publicly commented on how he wants to get these guys extended and how he wants these guys to be there, without really even saying like it's up to them money wise. Like, he was just like, hey, we're going to get it done, basically. And it just doesn't seem like something that's not the way you move if you're willing to let go of a coach. And honestly, if Jimmy were going to make a move and not extend Stefanski and Berry, I think we would have pretty much known by now if that was going to be the case. So yeah, I just think this is just, natural speculation, but not really earned speculation locally about that. Kyle says, are you surprised at the lack of upgrades in the safety room, or is it a testament to the guys you have in the locker room? Well, one thing we kind of forgot to add as an addition to the offseason, because it happened during the regular season last year, is that they brought back Grant Delpit, and that was a huge part of keeping the safety room good. They brought back Ronnie McLeod, who was a key part in making that room good. Obviously, Juan Thornhill's back, and then you have an upgrade, well, hopefully an improvement in year 2 from Ronnie Hickman. Same thing from DeAnthony Bell. So, yeah, I think that room's pretty fine, to be honest with you. Casey Kinnaman, shout out to Casey, man, who says, who do you expect to make the biggest leap out of all the second-year players? For me, it comes down to Cedric Tillman and Cam Mitchell. I think the opportunity won't be there for Cam Mitchell, but I do agree with you on Cedric Tillman. Simply because, like, in order for him to improve off last year, it doesn't require him to do anything crazy. It just requires him to be more reliable on the field, right? Cam Mitchell was pretty reliable on the field. The jump that Cedric Tillman is making is from being unreliable to being reliable, and that has to do with a lot of where he is on the field, like literally. Is he in the right spots? Is he doing what's expected of him on certain checks? Is he being able to read certain things that he's asked to read? That's going to be where it is for the improvement for Cedric Tillman, the second leap. So, yeah, I would agree with the Cedric Tillman part of that case. All right, the next one is from UK Browns fan, who says, do you think there's any path for Michael Hall to become a starting defensive tackle next to Dalvin Tomlinson this year? Or do you think Schwartz is strictly using him as a rotational piece on the defensive line during his rookie year? I think it is most likely that Michael Hall will be a rotational guy, if anything, in his rookie year. The Browns are going to play this slow with Michael Hall, right? He's 20 years old. Unless he shows that he is ready and then some for a starting role, I don't think that they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to try to force him into a starting role next to Dalvin Tomlinson. I think they're going to wait for him to prove that he's undeniable as a starting defensive tackle. I think that's what it's going to have to be. He has to be undeniable. The next question is from Maynard, who says, Huntley agreeing to be the third or fourth string quarterback doesn't make sense. Do you think there was a hush-hush gentleman's agreement on him before? Okay, no, don't think that's true. And here's why I don't think that's true. Maybe Huntley signing to be a third string quarterback didn't make sense before the draft. It makes sense after the draft, to be honest with you. Like, him being a third string quarterback now makes sense after the draft. I did not anticipate that 6 teams would think that, well, not 6 teams. Well, it was Bo Nix, Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniel, Drake May. 6 teams. My bad. I was right. 6 teams. I did not anticipate that 6 teams would draft somebody that they thought would start, more or less, or is a starter in this draft. Which means once those 6 spots, like if it was just like 3 guys and some second and third round dudes, Huntley is in that second backup quarterback market. But when you add 6 new names in there, and like probably a couple of like third round picks that people are going to try it, when like 8 quarterbacks enter the market, it makes sense that Huntley got pushed back to being a third stringer. And what we did not know at the time of free agency was that 8 teams were looking to add a quarterback in the draft. 8. It's like it's a third of the league. Well, no. That's 1/4 of the league. So yeah, it's not surprising. It's not some conspiracy theory that Huntley agreed to be a third quarterback. It's just numbers that forced him to be there. Numbers we weren't aware of because the draft hadn't happened yet, but numbers that make sense when you look at a post-mortem of this whole thing. It certainly does. So no, I disagree with you. I don't think there's a conspiracy afoot. Ben Maynard says, who will be the player on the offense or defense that is underrated by the end of the year and in the years past, like Taki? I would say fall into that category as an example. DeAnthony Bell. I'm going to go DeAnthony Bell. He's a playmaker. When he was asked to be out there, he made some plays. I think the Browns are going to figure out a way to use him. And I think DeAnthony Bell is going to make some plays for this team. That's my guy. I'm going to go DeAnthony Bell here. If I had to pick somebody who's flying under the radar right now. But that's going to be it for this week's Q&A. I want to thank you guys for asking these questions. And also, appreciate you guys for living with a little bit more of a limited upload schedule this week. On top of it being my birthday weekend this weekend and my birthday period, which was May 8th. I've taken this week as an opportunity to kind of give myself a little bit of a break to recharge the batteries as far as content goes. Doesn't mean nothing will be uploading on this channel. I'm making sure that at least one video will upload. But you guys know during the off season, it's usually 2 a days. And during the regular season, it's 3. So I'm just taking a little bit of a break to recharge the batteries to make sure that I don't go into the upcoming season super tired. Probably going to do something similar probably before camp, but just always got to make sure I manage myself. I don't ever want to burn out on this channel and be making the why I can't make YouTube videos anymore video. This is my way of making sure that I can continue to give you guys good work, quality work, all year at the rate that I want to do it. So forgive me for the limited upload schedule, but we'll be back on this thing 100% for OTAs next week. Don't you worry. But again, appreciate y'all for checking me out. Appreciate y'all for asking these questions. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.